In this video, I'm going to do a comparison between two popular and full-featured editing apps for Android. I'm going to be comparing PowerDirector, which you see here, with KineMaster. And I think the theme that I'm going to be developing is along the lines that designers of these applications, in fact, designers of any technology at all, should spend more time focusing on basic and simple usability features rather than high-tech fancy features that nobody uses. In my experience using both PowerDirector and KineMaster, the programs often miss the mark when it comes to very simple features. Seem like no-brainers that these features should be there, and for reasons I cannot possibly comprehend, they're not. So as I compare PowerDirector with KineMaster, I'm going to be pointing out, I think, some of these features along the way, and both apps are guilty of this omission. I'm going to compare them based on different categories and then declare a winner for that category, and at the end declare an overall winner, and the final overall winner will probably surprise you. Category 1 for this comparison is selecting files to add to the project. To start, of course, you have to create a project, and in both applications the process is quite similar. Here is the main screen in PowerDirector, and to create a new project, you simply click on the large New Project button. So let's do that now. And you give your project a name. It gives it a default name of project with the date. I'm just going to leave that for now. And then you select an aspect ratio for the video project. 16:9 is the standard one for YouTube and other major internet platforms, so we'll choose that. And here we are in the main editing window for PowerDirector. And the first thing that jumps out at me when I see this, especially coming from KineMaster, is how clean it is. I like how it looks. It's simple and clear, and I know what I'm looking at. I also like the color scheme. This color scheme is thanks to a new update from PowerDirector. But what I like even more is that all of the content of your phone is automatically organized into 3 distinct categories: video files, photo files, and music, audio files. And when you open up a new project, the default is to show you the video files on your phone. So what you see here is a list of all of the folders on my phone that contain video files. If I want to add a photo to my project, this is the editing window down here at the bottom. So if you select videos, photos, music, everything you select will end up down here. And there's nothing here at the moment, of course, because this is a brand new video project. But if I wanted to add a photo, all I do is click on this icon, and notice that it has both a photo icon and the word photo. And it has a nice color scheme, white on this dark blue in the background. Very easy to see what you're doing here. Click on photo, and there we have all of the folders on my phone that contain any type of photograph. Go down to the bottom, click on music, and now you get all of the folders containing music. And this is all done for you automatically by the PowerDirector program. Notice as well that we have a special folder here called Stock Video. And these are videos from PowerDirector that you get to use for free. And how many of these are available depends on whether you have a free copy of PowerDirector or a premium copy. But this folder contains videos, stock video that you're allowed to use that come from other sources. These are the folders of your videos on your phone that you shot. Same thing for photographs. These are all of your folders containing your photographs, and here is a folder containing stock photos that you can use from other companies and from other sources. Music, we have the music on your phone, and then here a music folder, which is music that comes from other sources as well, with that cloud. Kind of tells you this cloud symbol that is coming from the internet with that download symbol. Now, if I want to select a video to add to my project, I choose one of these folders. For this example, I'm going to use this one. This is a folder of video clips that I shot just the other day when I went to a nearby driving range. Just for fun, just to try out some golfing, and I shot these with my Panasonic camera. So I gave this folder this name, Golfing Panasonic. Click on that folder, and it opens up a nice display of all the video clips contained in that folder with a thumbnail representing each clip. Notice, however, that on each thumbnail you get a lot of information. At the top is the file name for that video clip. In this case, these are the file names that my camera automatically assigned to each clip. So the P stands for Panasonic, of course, and this is P1030818, and you can see that it's an MP4 file. Down here in the bottom right tells you the duration of the clip. This one is 33 seconds long, and on the left you see the resolution. This tells you that it is a 4K video clip. So you get a lot of information in addition to the thumbnail. And notice that all of these video clips are in order. This one is 818, below it 819, 820, 821, 822, etc. And here on the top right, this is the sorting button. So I can take these clips and sort them by many different factors. The default for PowerDirector is to sort them by date, the date and the time of when they were taken. So the earliest one is shown first, and then this one was shot next, and then this one was shot next. They're shown in order of the time that they were taken. But you can also sort them by file name. In this case, of course, because I have not altered anything, the order by name and by date are the same. So if I click on name, you'll see that the order hasn't changed, but PowerDirector is now sorting them by file name, alphabetically. And if I had given these video clips their own names, that of course would be very important to be able to do. I can also sort them by duration. Let's click on that. Notice now that the shortest video clips come first. This one is 3 seconds, 3 seconds, 3 seconds, 5, 7, 7. And if we scroll all the way to the end of this screen, we see the final clip is 13 minutes and 16 seconds long, and that is the longest of the video clips because we sorted by duration. And we can also sort by resolution. So perhaps you shot 4K video files, 1080p video files, 720, whatever you did. So you can click on this and it would sort all of these by resolution, which can be very handy when you're working on a video project with multiple file types, video clip types. And finally, you can even sort them by file size, the largest or the smallest first, etc. And for each one of these categories, you can sort them in an ascending direction, in this case from smallest to largest. But if I change this to descending, it is now sorted from largest to smallest. And that, of course, would be the same for all the other items in this list. By name, now I'm sorting alphabetically, and you would either go from A to Z or Z to A, depending on whether you choose ascending or descending. So there we have it. That is the basic idea behind choosing video clips and sorting video clips in PowerDirector. Let's go back to the main screen here. And the fact that I praised this system so much probably gives you an indication of where we're going to go now when we take a look at KineMaster. So here is the main screen for KineMaster when you first open up the program. And just as with PowerDirector, to open a new project, to create a new project, you click on this large friendly orange button that says Create New. 16 by 9 is automatically selected as the default. And then if you're happy with those selections, then you click on Next. And this takes us into the main window for KineMaster. And for me, there's a clear difference here. This screen is much less usable than the PowerDirector one. It's kind of cluttered, it's kind of busy. I'm not quite sure what I'm looking at. It isn't as clean or as nicely colored. Just does not have as pleasing a design. But even worse, you notice, I'll tell you what you're looking at. What you're looking at is the default setting, which has everything on your phone thrown into the same folder and all jumbled together. So all of these folders here contain your photos and videos all mixed up together. If you want to sort them and go and look only at your video files, you have to go to this menu item up here, open it up, and then it opens up a drop-down menu. Notice, however, that these icons are not nearly as friendly as the ones from PowerDirector. I know what they mean. This one, for example, has a photo icon and a video icon, and that's the default that you see here, where they're all mixed together. If all you want to see are the photos, you would click on this photo icon, and if all you wanted to see were your videos, you click on the video icon. But you only have this little picture. And it's black on white, it's quite small, it's kind of hard to see compared to PowerDirector, and it doesn't have the word underneath, photo, video, that kind of thing. So even me, I'm quite experienced with KineMaster, I've been using it for months, but every time I open this up, I have this little hesitation. It's like, okay, which one do I want to click on? And I keep choosing the wrong one, partially because for me, video is the most important because this is a video project, and yet it's way down at the bottom, and by instinct I keep clicking on photo by accident. But anyway, if you want to see your videos, you start here in the main screen. You've got to click on this, scroll down to video, and click on video. Now we finally have just the folders on our phone that contain videos. But right off the top, notice there's also a little bit of confusion here because over here there's a folder that says videos. So what is going on here? Aren't these my videos? Why is there a folder labeled videos? And it turns out that these are stock videos. These are the videos that you would get from KineMaster or from other companies that you've downloaded from the internet. In PowerDirector, I find they're clearly labeled as stock videos. They have that cloud symbol, they have the download arrow, they have coloring. So there are multiple ways that you instinctively know that that folder contains stock videos from the internet, and these folders contain your videos. But in KineMaster, it's kind of confusing. It's just not that clear what is going on here. But setting that aside, let's go to our Golfing Panasonic folder, and you'll see something else quite interesting. So let's open up this folder. And here we are at the contents of that folder. So we've got these nice thumbnails, one for each video clip. But if you look at this thumbnail, notice all the information is missing. I can see the duration of the clip, 33 seconds, and that's it. This little picture just means it's a video clip. But there's no file name and there's no resolution. All KineMaster tells you is the duration. And this is one of those things that drives me crazy. If I worked at KineMaster, if I was a designer or an employee there, I could not sleep at night knowing that I was selling a product to customers where you're supposed to build a video project based on your own video clips, and my product does not tell them the file name of the video clips they're working with. It just seems so crazy to me and so obvious that you should see the file name here. I hardly even know how to express it, how KineMaster got to the point where they don't show you the file name of these video clips. I honestly have no clue how this happens. And it gets even worse because even though you don't have any information about these files, these video clips, you do want to sort them in different ways, but in KineMaster, you can't. This is the sort button up here, and all I can do is click on this button to switch it from ascending to descending. I don't even know what it's based on. Is it based on date? Is it based on file name? Is it based on file duration? File size? I have no idea. I'm assuming it is based on file name, and by clicking on this, I'm changing the alphabetical order from ascending to descending, but I'm not entirely clear on that. And there is no possibility of doing anything else. I can't change the sorting into sorting by name, by date, by size, by duration, by resolution, by anything. KineMaster gives you no options at all. And if you remember, just to, I find this point to be so important, I'm going to go back and show you again that in PowerDirector, not only do you get these clear buttons on the left with your content automatically pre-sorted for you into different categories, you also get the ability to sort everything by all these categories. Back to KineMaster, you've got nothing. You don't even know really what you're looking at, other than, like, I know that I'm in the video folder because of this icon here, but that is so less visible than what is going on the PowerDirector screen. I have no information on the thumbnails, and I have no ability to sort by anything at all. And just to drive that point home one more time, you look at this screen, hold that in your memory. Now let's go back to PowerDirector and notice that I know that I'm in a video folder because this video button is highlighted in this beautiful bright blue. So I know that's where I am. I don't even have to think about it. It's very, very intuitive. So I see this. Oh, this is a folder of video clips. When you're in KineMaster, what am I looking at here? All I've got is that icon there, and that is not immediately giving me information. So, which application has won this category, selecting files to add to the project? I think it's pretty much a no-brainer. PowerDirector is the clear winner. Much more intuitive, provides many more tools, and offers a lot more information when it comes to selecting the videos and photos and music that you want to add to your video project. 1 point for PowerDirector. Next category, previewing files. One way that you can choose files to add to your project, of course, is what I just showed. You open folders and you look at information about all the video clips and you choose which ones to add. But you might also want to preview the video file or preview the photo before you add it to the project. And PowerDirector and KineMaster use quite different methods for doing this. And this is an interesting category because both applications have good qualities to their system. So there may not be a 100% clear winner here, but we'll see what my opinion is at the end and what your opinion is. Let's start with PowerDirector. Let's go back to Golfing Panasonic, open up that folder. Here are all the video clips. And for this example, I'm going to focus on this little video clip here, 828, 58 seconds long, a 4K file. And in PowerDirector, what you do is you click on the thumbnail, and then you get two icons. The plus sign will add this clip to your project, but if you're not sure if you want to add it or not, there's also a play icon here, and this is the preview feature. So let's click on that.
Just wanted to show you how this worked. So here's the
So there you have it. When you click on preview, you get a full screen preview of that video clip. It begins to play. Of course, you can hear the audio, and you have controls, play and pause. So I can click on play.
That's a very flexible rubber tee. The ball sits.
And then I can pause it at any point that I want. And it has a scrubbing tool. So I can grab this little white ball and then pull it along and move through the video. When it's paused, I can go back to the beginning and start again.
Show you how this worked.
Or even while it's playing, I can scrub through it.
So here's the... That is so cool. No power needed.
And you can see the file duration. The only information missing here really is the file name. And once you're finished previewing the clip, you click on this arrow to go back. And if you want to preview the next one, you have to click on it, click on preview, look at it.
And my cappuccino has arrived.
I want to preview this one, click on it, click on the play button. So that is the preview feature in PowerDirector. It doesn't have everything I'd want, but it is a very useful feature. Now let's take a look at how KineMaster handles this. Here we are in KineMaster once again. Let's go to Golfing Panasonic. And it is very different here. So what you need to do to activate the preview feature is do a long press. So you click and hold, and that will open up the preview window. So I'm going to go to the same video clip. As you can tell, I have no idea which one it is. There's no file name here. There's no resolution. All I can see is the thumbnail and the duration. But I'm going to click and hold. And here we have the KineMaster's preview window. And it's a fascinating window because here, suddenly I have the file name. I have all the information. I've got the file name, I've got the file type, I've got the duration, file size, resolution, even the frames per second. And even PowerDirector doesn't tell you the FPS of any particular clip. So KineMaster is fully capable of displaying all of this information. Why it doesn't give you at least some of this information on the thumbnail, that is still a mystery. And here, now that we're in the preview window, we can click on this play button to start the video, but you'll notice a very big difference. What's the difference? No controls.
Just wanted to show you how this worked. So
there's no play pause, there's no scrubbing tool, and every time, all you can do is hit play, and then when you click again, it resets to the beginning of the video clip. So notice if I hit play, it starts to play from the beginning.
Just wanted to show you how this worked.
And if I click on it, it doesn't pause. It resets to the very beginning of the video clip. And that's terrible. I mean, no controls, no play pause, no scrubbing, and it resets to the beginning every single time. That is a huge problem for me, and it drives me crazy in KineMaster. And it is a particular problem when you have a long file. This one is quite short. So for example, if we look at another one in PowerDirector, let's pick a much longer video clip. I'm going to choose this one here, file 17. You can see it's 6 minutes and 43 seconds long. And if we click on preview, here the video is playing, and you'll notice that there's a long section at the beginning of the video before any action happens. As the filmmaker, I'm busy setting up all the cameras and getting ready. So I'm walking away here, putting away my glasses, combing my hair for the video, got to look good, and checking out the cameras. So the actual video I'm interested in doesn't start until 28 seconds. But with PowerDirector, that's okay, because when I go into this preview window right here at the beginning, I can just scrub ahead.
Let's see what happens.
Oh, there I am. I can go back. I can move through this 6-minute clip from beginning to end and see if there's anything in this video that I want to add to my project. Very easy, very convenient, very powerful tool. Now, let's go to KineMaster and see what happens. I want to find the same file, right? File 17. No file name, right? Where is it? How in the world am I going to find this file without any file names? And that's a clear example of why file names in the thumbnails are so important. I happen to know that that video clip is 6 minutes and 43 seconds long, and that's the only way I can track it down. Look here, oh, that's 3:41, that's not right, that's 6:54, 9:56. And right here, you can barely see it, but it says 6:43. So the only way I can find individual files in KineMaster is to compare file duration. And that is absolutely crazy. But let's long press on that one. Opens up the preview window, as you can see. It is file 17. Now I get the file name. Is 6 minutes 43 seconds long. But if I'm previewing, I want to know, is this the clip that I want? So I want to know what's going on in this video clip. I want to preview it. So I click on the play button, and it starts to play from the beginning. And I have to wait and wait and wait and wait. I have to wait as the video plays to get to the part that I'm interested in. I can't go to the end. I can't go to the middle. I can't go back to the beginning. All I can do is sit here and watch in real time. And if I want to see something at the end of the video, I have to watch the whole video in order to get there. And if I click and start to play again, I'm right back at the beginning, which is absolutely insane. It makes this feature almost completely useless to me. However, what it does have that PowerDirector lacks is the ability to skip to the next video clip without leaving the preview window. So here's an arrow to move forward. I can click on this, and you see I just went to file 18. 19. I can click through all the files one by one while I'm still in this preview screen, and I can go backwards as well. That is a very powerful feature that PowerDirector lacks. However, in terms of preview, I still have to give this one to KineMaster. KineMaster gives you the full screen preview, and it allows you to play and pause at any time, and it allows you to scrub through the video, scrubbing back and forth.
It's weird. Things.
What it lacks is it does not show you the file name anymore. PowerDirector was so good at showing me the file name in other screens, but on this one, now I have no idea what file I'm looking at anymore because the file name is not listed. and I cannot skip ahead to the next video clips. All I can do is go back to the main screen, choose the next one, hit preview.
Testing, testing, testing.
Then go back, hit the next one, hit preview. So, KineMaster does have one or two advantages over PowerDirector, but the basic usability, the preview feature, it is for me a clear win for PowerDirector. But as I said, even PowerDirector is lacking a few things. As I said, it's so obvious to me that you're looking at this video clip, the file name should be here on this screen. To me, that is extremely obvious, but the PowerDirector designers haven't thought of that, or decided, I guess, not to dedicate resources to that tool. They thought it wasn't important enough to put in place. But for me, previewing, win for PowerDirector. Next category is the main editing screen display. And what I've done here is I've created two video projects, one for KineMaster and one for PowerDirector, using the exact same video clips and photos just to show what the main editing screen looks like as you are editing a video project. So here, let's start with PowerDirector. Here up at the top is the preview window for the video that you're creating, and down below are all the layers that make up that video project. And as you can see, the layers here in PowerDirector are clearly marked. This larger one with this video and photo icon on the left, that is your foundation layer. That is, for all intents and purposes, your main timeline and your main video right there. And then below it are all the layers that you put on top of the foundation layer. And as you can see here, each layer is given its own icon. This stacked set of cards is meant to imply one thing on top of another, so this is a layer. This is the foundation of photos and videos here, and then these are layers on top of that foundation. This is layer 1, this is layer 2, this is layer 3, and you can scroll down below that and you see that there are also two audio layers. Audio layer number 1 and audio layer number 2. So this is the default layout when you are working on a video project in PowerDirector. However, PowerDirector offers 4 different views of the same main window. This is I think of it as the medium window, the default display. And if you click on this little tab here with the 2 lines, this will toggle you into the next display. Here, the video display of the final product is much smaller. It's been reduced in size so that you can see all of the other layers below all at the same time. And this is important when you have a complicated video project like this one, where there's a main video and then many other elements piled on top of it. And it's handy to be able to see all of these at once. And the trade-off is that your main display gets a little bit smaller. Now, if we go back to this tab, click on it again, we go back to the medium display, the default display, click on it again, and now we go to a almost full screen display. You see, we no longer see any of the layers, but we still have a time code here at the bottom. So it's a bit of a compromise. You see the video that you're working on in as large a screen as possible, while still seeing the time code down below, so that you're able to scroll along here and then move along your video back and forth. Click on this tab again, and we're back at our medium setting. So those are the main views that PowerDirector offers, but there is one more. In every screen that you're working in, if you click on the screen, this little icon pops up. Now you just saw it over there to the right, and that is a full screen option. So if you click on that, now you go into a full screen mode that uses up as much of the screen as possible to show you the video.
To go along with it. And today I brought my usual GoPro. I had this mounted.
And getting out of it brings back to where you were. So if I go into the next view, the smallest view with all of the layers visible, from here I can still toggle into full screen mode, call up that little icon, click on it, and I'm in full screen mode, and then I can go back to that as well. So PowerDirector offers a lot of different views. And there's a couple of things I want you to notice about this view. One is that the play button for the video is over here on the right. You can see it there. If I click on that, the video starts playing.
On the scooter as I drove out here with my fancy rig.
And there is a pause now. And if I click into the next view, the play button is still there. It's still in the same position. And if I go into this one, the play button is still there. And that is very intuitive and thoughtful design, that even when you switch from one view to another view to another view, the controls are more or less the same and stay in the same position. However, it isn't all roses with PowerDirector as far as I'm concerned. I do like this series of icons and the way that the layers are displayed. It's easy to tell that this is the foundation and these are layers. They're visually quite distinct. However, it does not tell you what kind of layer it is. Layer number 1, for example, is a video. That's this one right here. It shows me playing golf. And if I click on the play button, you'll see that I'm moving because that is a little video embedded in the main video.
Of course, no small adventure with me would be complete without some technology adventures to go along with it.
There wasn't a lot of movement there, but you could see that that is a video. But this in the top left corner and this, those are photographs. So layer 2 is this photograph. You can see the thumbnail matches. Layer 3 is a thumbnail, matches that. But here, they look exactly the same. It's just a yellow bar. So there's no way to know that this is a video and that this is a photograph. And I find that to be a kind of poor design. And as much as I praised PowerDirector for giving information in the when you see the file folders and you look at the contents of the folders on your phone, it tells you the file names of everything. Here in the main editing screen, they don't do that anymore. On here, on the foundation, you can't see the name of this video clip, the file name. For this video, the embedded video, no file name. This photograph that's embedded, no file name for that photograph. And when you're editing a project, knowing the file name of all these items is really, because you're always going back to your source files. You might change your mind. You don't want this picture. You want a different picture. And you're looking things up based on file names. And you have no access to file names here, which is really quite strange. And it seems particularly strange if you scroll down, because here you do see the names of the songs. Right here in this audio track, that's the name of the song, 7th Floor Tango, and there's the artist, Silent Partner. This one is called Birds in Flight, performed and written by Dan Leibowitz. So the technology exists to embed the name of the file right on the screen. It's done easily here, and it makes perfect sense to me to do it in the foundation video clips, to do it for the embedded video, and here this should have the file name written right on them, but for whatever reason PowerDirector doesn't do that. And in my opinion, that is a big oversight on the part of PowerDirector. In fact, it wouldn't be that hard to do something like, if you click on one of these clips, say I click on this main video clip, it's now highlighted and it opened up an editing menu. But look at all this empty space here. Once I've selected that clip, why not display in this empty space all the details about that clip? Show me the file name, the resolution, the duration, the location, all the information could be listed here in this open space. And if I click on this one, it should show me all the information related to that video. It just makes sense to me. And if I click on this photograph, here again, this space should populate with all the technical information. At least the file name of this photograph should show up here in a kind of window. But that does not happen. And I think that's a problem with PowerDirector. So take a look at this, put this in your memory, how it looks with all the icons here and how all the layers are displayed. And now let's switch over to the competition, KineMaster. Right off the top, I think you can see that it looks quite a bit different. The default display of the main project is quite a bit larger. They've used a different design for the screen. They have controls here in this area, and then the entire left-hand side is taken up a much larger area to show the video project, and that is a big advantage. I like that quite a bit. But down here in the layers, we run into a slightly different situation, both good and bad. For one thing, it isn't as easy to tell the difference between the foundation and the layers on top of it. It gets a little bit confusing. It all kind of looks the same here, but that can be a good thing because you get this continuous series of thumbnails giving you information about this video clip, and then the photograph as well continues for the whole length of the object in the timeline. Over here on the left, there are no labels to indicate the different layers. On PowerDirector, you got the icon here, and then you would get, layer number 1, layer number 2, and as you scroll down, layer number 3, and then you get audio layer number 1, audio layer number 2, and that helps to keep things organized. KineMaster does not give you that, but, and this is really strange, notice that here in the layer, this video clip, it does have the file name right there, 582 MP4. This photograph has the file name. Photograph below that, there it is. Very complex file name, but it has a file name. And then as with PowerDirector, it shows the name of the audio tracks as well. So that is a point in KineMaster's favor, that it does show the file names in the layers. But for reasons that, again, I will never ever understand, they don't do that for the main layer. The most important content in your video project, the foundation content, right here, they do not list the file name. They do it for the layers, which are much less important. A lot of video project makers don't even use layers. So why do they show the name here, but they don't show it in the foundation? I have no idea. And this story gets a little bit more complicated because KineMaster was just updated. A new version was just released, and this is the new version. And in the old version, the one previous to this, KineMaster did show you the file name in the foundation. In the main video clips, you saw the name, the file name of these video clips. They did. They had that feature, and then they updated it, in theory, to make the program better, to improve it. And what did they do? They took away that feature. They removed information from the main screen. Worse than that, in the old version of KineMaster, when you clicked on anything in your timeline, like if I click and select this, you get a menu here, and up at the top of this menu, there was a box. And this box contained exactly what I was talking about in PowerDirector, what PowerDirector should have. a list of information related to that file. So in the old version of KineMaster, if I clicked on this video clip, boom, I would get a window up here that gave me the file name, the file resolution, the file duration, the file type, all the technical information for this clip would show up in a little window up here. And this window in KineMaster was the #1 reason I switched from PowerDirector to KineMaster, because that is so useful to me to have that information. And PowerDirector didn't have it, KineMaster did, and that's how KineMaster became my main program. And now KineMaster just released their brand new, updated, improved version, and they removed that feature. The one feature that made KineMaster better than PowerDirector for me was the one feature they decided to remove. And they replaced it with something really strange. So now that I've clicked on this video clip, if I scroll down to the bottom of this menu, way down at the bottom, there's a new item called Information. So they took that window that used to pop up automatically and they replaced it with this item. So now I have to scroll all the way down to the bottom, click on Information, and then it opens up the window with all that information I was talking about. Duration, frame rate, resolution, format, date. And in a recent update, KineMaster added file name. Now, that was a little bit of a tangent. Let's get back to the main item here, which is the overall display. In PowerDirector, you might remember there were multiple displays: small, medium, large, and full screen. Here in KineMaster, there's also a button over here with several lines, and this controls the view. So let's click on it and see what we get. So there's a view #2. It has the main video window down here in the bottom, that tiny box down there, and then you see all of your layers all at once. The foundation, the video, embedded video layer, the photo layer, and then 2 audio layers, and you see them all at once. Click on this again, main screen. That's all you get. Main screen, this is the default display, and this one. Plus, notice something else. On this view, the main video window is above the layers. It's up here. You look to the top to see the video. You look below to see the layers. Change to the other view. Not only is the video preview window minuscule, it's almost a useless little thumbnail, it is now below the layers. And this plays weird tricks with your mind as you work on a project for a long time. You get used to seeing video above, layers below, video above, layers below. Then you click here, and your brain just looks for the video above the layers. But they switched it. And again, I believe that is very poor design. It just tires out your brain because you're not expecting the video to be down here in the corner, and you're certainly not expecting it to be so small. And at the very least, I think it should be reversed, with this up here in the top corner and then these down below. Then at least you're keeping the pattern the same. Video above, layers below. And now if you change, this should just shrink but stay in the same place. These should expand but stay in the same place. But for whatever reason, they change the size and then they switch positions. Which again, I don't understand at all. And notice what happens to the play button. So this is the play button for the main video.
Of course, no small adventure with me.
And then it becomes a pause button. The most important button on the whole screen, arguably. But when we switch the view, watch what happens to this play button. It's gone. The play button disappeared. Where did it go? It's way over here on the left side of the screen. And trust me, when you're editing a video project in KineMaster, you keep forgetting. Over and over again, I'll be working in this view, hitting this play button over and over. You get kind of a muscle memory that this is where the play button is. You switch to this view because you want to see all the layers and work in the layers a little bit, and you automatically go over here looking for the play button because that's where it always is, and it's not there. Then you get confused, you start looking around, say, oh, there's the play button. Again, I think very poor design decision that when you switch between the two views, the play button switches position. In PowerDirector, they have multiple views, far more views than are available here, but they keep it consistent and they keep the controls in the same place as much as possible. One final thing in KineMaster's favor is that not only do they give you the file name here in the layer and for the audio tracks, they also give you a little icon right here that tells you the nature of this element. So this is a video clip, and you know that because it has the little video symbol there. This is a photograph because it has a little photograph icon. Below that, another photograph, and then a musical note tells you that this is an audio layer. So even though it does not have the icons here to tell you layer 1, layer 2, layer 3, it's better than PowerDirector because that at least gives you an indication of the nature of these layers. This is a video layer, this is a photo layer, audio layer, etc. So that is very good. Though I do find these to be very hard to read. They're small, and then they should be highlighted with some sort of a stylish graphic design and color combination so that at a glance you can easily see that this is a video and this is a photo. So these icons, I'm glad they're there. This category, the main editing screen display, it is a tough one to call. KineMaster has some advantages. PowerDirector has some advantages, but for me, since KineMaster removed the file name from the foundation and removed the information display at the top, for me, that gives the win to PowerDirector once again for the main reason that it has such a distinct, easy to visualize display here. You really see what is going on and all the different views that it offers. Small, medium, large, and at every stage it's easy to toggle into a complete full screen, and the visual design and placement of everything on the page remains consistent from view to view. So really, once again, PowerDirector wins this category, kind of in a landslide.